Welcome to Game.Bot Game Presents Generation Dragons, episode 26. Steve, we've made it to 26.
Man, we're getting
Cheers,
old.
good sir.
Cheers, my friend. It's good to see you.
It's like I haven't seen you in a couple days.
I had a great weekend, man. It was good, that spontaneous visit and going to the beach with the two families.
Yeah, the good hangout, the spontaneous hangout. Yeah, it was good. Kathy and I were talking about that the other day, and last night got to see Chanukka for one more time before his wife makes her way to from Sri Lanka, and
That's big news for him, man. Or well, not big news, but good for him.
She landed in
really happy.
Landed in Montreal today. He's gone to bring her to a one of those hotels, COVID hotels.
Quarantine.
Quarantine hotels until she gets her results back, and then she'll be quarantining with him at home here. So should be an interesting.
That's been a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure. It is. It's been almost it's about a year and a half now. We're pretty close to a year and a half. So it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. And as usual, we're right off topic. So Steve.
Well, we got a few things to talk about today, but I think if anyone watched the last episode, they're going to know where we're going to go with this anyhow.
Yes.
But I'll let you start it off, man, because I know we're going to have to talk a lot about this one.
Yes, sir. So also I should say thank you everyone for tuning in today on your either podcasting platforms and or YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe if you did enjoy our video and or listening to in your ear holes. So yes, Steve had mentioned, if you listened last week, we did talk about this one specific show. Excuse me. It came out this past Friday. Today is the 27th of July, so it was just a few short days ago that we watched it. It's fresh in my mind, Steve, because I watched it last night. I may remember a lot of it. I may not remember a lot of it. It's kind of
it'll come back as we're bantering.
Yeah, this is true.
I might rewatch it, to be honest, just because I powered through it in one sitting, even though it's only like 2 hours. But I was having a couple of drinks and talking with the girls and explaining things and just having a family night with it. And so I might rewatch it just to really get into it, because I've been up and down with my opinion about it the whole time. I'm going the wrong way.
I'm kind of in the same boat with that, because I watched it one sitting. So I think I missed a few stuff, just sitting there chatting and stuff like that. So I may have missed a few key points, maybe not. I don't know. I didn't feel like there's too many key points in that show if it wasn't the first or the fifth episode. So
this is one of my biggest problems with it. Overall, I like the show. There's definitely things that I think it missed the mark on, especially for the old fanboys like us old 40-year-olds that wanted a He-Man show and didn't get it. And I get like changing things, but my biggest problem with, I'm going to call them internet trolls, is that they're hating on Kevin Smith in the show, and it's not even done its first season. Yes, I get it. Spoiler alerts in case you got this far, or if you haven't seen it yet and you're listening to this, but He-Man is not in it a lot. Neither is Skeletor, and a lot of the big things is, how do you have a He-Man and Skeletor show? And I'm like, well, it was actually called Masters of the Revelations. Masters of the Universe Revelations, not He-Man and the Masters, which I think was a big problem because they missed the mark with what the fans want. And you can come back and say, well, new fans, they're making it for the new era and all this. Well, who are the ones buying the merchandise? Who are the ones that want it? It was billed as a fan show, and I think that's the biggest part that missed the mark. All the haters wanted and expected to get a He-Man show, even though it wasn't said it was going to be that. That's where all the hate, I think, is coming from.
But like you mentioned, though, it's not done the first season. This is 5 episodes.
That's my point.
So you can't. To say it's not a He-Man show, it's not a He-Man show, because at no point does it say it's a He-Man show. It just says Masters of the Universe, like you had mentioned.
Right.
It's hooking on the old fans and trying to get new fans, 100%. However, I mean, there's 5 episodes, and He-Man / Prince Adam is in 2 of the 5, right? Again, yep. He's not impactful as much in a couple of the episodes, and this is we're going to say, like Steve said, this is spoiler cast-esque lines, so if we'll keep it short or decently short, but it's probably gonna be a hefty part of our conversation. So, if you're listening to us and you haven't watched Masters of the Universe Revelations on Netflix, excuse me, skip ahead maybe 15-20 minutes. Steve and I will do a time check at that point, and hopefully we're on to our next subject. So, Steve, we'll try to keep it within 10 to 15 minutes.
Sure.
15 to 20 minutes, sorry, of our He-Man conversation, but we'll go from that. So anyways, yes. So on that, so what, like I was saying, Steve, for me, it's, and I get it. I can understand the frustration of old fans and stuff like that when it wasn't as many He-Man references or pieces to it, and where they brought characters and how they led characters and stuff like that. But at no point did they ever say it was He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
I 100% agree. But at the same time, how do you have a Masters of the Universe show without He-Man or Skeletor?
But he was there.
No,
he was there
like, as the main
well,
character and stuff.
So
what it was is really just a Tila show and girlfriends, and it was Evelyn and Andra, and they were the main group the whole time. And I think a lot of people had hate with that, like, because I actually had a buddy of mine reach out, and he's like, "When's it okay for my boy to have a male role model instead of always having to follow female?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, we just had that with She-Ra, and She-Ra. Like, there's no male role models in there." And I'm like, "It's a girl show." And he's like, "My point." And I'm like,
"Yeah, but She-Ra's
it's only 5 episodes in, though, man. Give it a chance. Like this,
if
this was the original He-Man, this would only be a week because there was a show a day back then."
Yeah, well, so like, and that's the thing. I mean, if you read any of the articles, though, okay, 5 episodes. Out of those 5 episodes, 3 of the episodes they had Tila being the main lead. Okay, so 5 episodes.
Anyway, I'll wait till you're finished.
But that's what I'm saying. But like to say it's Tila and friends, I get it. But I mean, who else was there to pull up the socks of the kingdom and try to find the sword and all that stuff to bring magic back to
there was other characters that you could have used, but
like who who
Duncan,
could
for example, they could have written that differently.
So Duncan was he's the
Man-at-Arms before they disrobed him of that and gave it to Tila.
Yeah, but he's old, so they're obviously not going to bring in old.
There's Roboto, which they changed the story. Roboto was not supposed to be created by Man-at-Arms. He was supposed to come from space in the original cartoon in the 80s. That's not a 2000 thing. So they changed that there, but they could have done that with Roboto. They could have done something different with Orko, but that wouldn't have worked out just because magic was draining, and that's
so Orko, Orko is just gone. You can't.
But you could have brought in Stratos. You could have brought in Buzz-Off. You could have brought in. There's so many.
Man. Yeah, but brought in, right? And you're talking about here.
No, but they're part of the Masters, right?
But they
weren't even in the show.
Yeah, but how involved were they in the old 80s show?
Man was in like every episode. Buzz-Off and Stratos were in a lot.
So the idea is that so the one thing I read on with Netflix talking about it was that they were open instead of being made for a 10 to 12-year-old child like He-Man was originally, because if you watch it, it was literally made, and it's just like we've watched the toys who made us. They made He-Man for the toys. It was to sell toys.
Toys for boys. It was made for
But it was made to sell toys.
I get it.
So it was very clean cut back in it was very clean cut back in the day. Clean cut to an extent, right?
But it wasn't so clean cut. Like there's something that Sarah Michelle Gellar said about girls being an afterthought in the original He-Man, and then I'm like, what? Like there were so many strong women. Maybe you get it backwards, and She-Ra was, boys are an afterthought, but not He-Man. They already had strong women, and it comes back to something Kevin Smith said, because he was basically telling people they were bitching about it being woke, and he's like, well, if it was woke, then so was the original, because there was a lot of strong women with arching characters then. So then I guess the original He-Man's woke, because it's Kevin like harping back.
Yeah.
But it just showed me like Sarah was way out of did she even watch any He-Man? She had no.
Yeah, well, she was awful. She was the worst voice actor in that whole show. It was struggling. I mean, I know you didn't notice it. You may notice it when you start, but I first. So okay. So the first thing I have to say is the show was good. the 5
Agreed.
episodes, no matter which direction you go, and if it's dude bro and all that garbage. But to me, it's like the show was good. It was nothing special. Does it deserve 93 by the critics? No. Like I would give it as a 75, maybe, is where I would
So
have ranked it.
I did write a review, and I had a lot of thumbs up on Google, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 with options. Well, I don't think I added this. I should have, but I'm willing to change my review after I see the whole first season.
Yeah.
I'm just reviewing it up to what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
And so, was it the show I wanted? No. But is it a good show? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, and that's the other thing with this, like the first episode really hooked you on, right? Like that got me. I was like, oh man, this is really sweet.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna be awesome. Everything goes down. It's cool how they explain how magic, just disappears or starts to disappear. And then how they bring back Skeletor and stuff like that, or Spirit of Skeletor, whatever the F it was, right? Like I thought that was all kind of cool. The last episode I was like, oh man, okay, now I'm ready for the next, like, where's 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, or whatever it is, right? Like where's the next 5 after the 5th one?
Yeah.
But then everything in between, like, 2 episodes, I guess probably, I think it was episode 2, and then 2 and 3 were mediocre. Overall, I thought the voice acting was garbage. In general,
so this is why I need to rewatch it, right? Since I watched it with the kids, and I like Tila as a character, except her little freak out about knowing everyone lying to her, and it's all about her. Adam just died, and you're like, come on. But other than that, I thought I liked her. But yeah, I'll have to watch it again.
Because like I thought even Evil Lynn and stuff like that. It's the actress that plays Cersei from Game of Thrones, right? And even her voice acting wasn't that great. I thought they would be better. It just sounded like they were reading off a script. It was like, oh no, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Okay, I gotta watch it and see it like that, because now that you said it, that's how I'm going to see it, even if it's not. I want to interrupt and make a point, because I just thought of this. With everything that happened in the last episode 5, and everyone harping about it being an all-girl show, even me, I'm on that. I'm like, it's all girls. It can't be anymore. They all just broke up.
Yeah.
Evelyn just went with Skeletor. Well, at least one of them anyway. But,
Evil Lynn and Beastman. Beastman. Yeah.
Beastman.
Went with,
I didn't realize he was so protective of Evil Lynn. I don't really remember that in the original, but I also remember he was a bumbling idiot in the original.
Yeah, where this one he was not so much. He was still kind of bumbling idiot, but not that bad.
But I love the voice actor who plays him. Brain fart. What's his name? Oh, jeez, I'd have to look it up. He was Cyrus in Transformers Prime. He's God, he was even in Starship Troopers, a bunch of movies. Just can't think of who that big deep voice actor is, but I thought he was good.
Yeah.
Not that he was in it much to say, but
no, I mean, that's it. I like it. It was good. Sure. I mean, again, I don't see it as it's Tila and her group of friends. It's not like Powerpuff Girl style girl power. There's none of that a lot of people are saying. The dude bros on the internet are saying.
So I didn't see it as girl power either. It was just girls. That's the thing everyone's harping on. And I'm like, people are taking it too far, right? And they're just not giving it enough time.
Yeah.
If they come back and they give Tila the power sword, Adam steps aside or something like that, then that's it. I'm done. But man, we're only halfway through. And you can see the breakup now. Adam died once. He might have died again. How many times can the guy come back? We'll find out. I don't think he dies in the end here. I think though something's going to happen. Maybe someone.
He was.
I couldn't believe they kill off Moss Man though.
When did they kill?
And so easily they burned him to death. Remember, they're all in Preternia after.
Yeah, right.
So they're in heaven, Preternia, and I thought, a lot of people actually online were harping about this being Adam being like soft, and I'm like, oh god, the guy wore a pink shirt in the '80s. Come on, but he was the only He-Man that chose to keep his regular form and not his powered up form.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting that they did that, and then King Grayskull, the race swapping with some of the characters. I see how they wrote it now. So originally from the 2002, which they've erased, which at this point I find is a much better show than all of them. The 2002 was very, very well done. But in that 2002, King Grayskull was a direct ancestor of Adora, Adam, and King Randar.
Mm-hmm.
Now what they've done is they've made it the powers for everyone. Who it can be anything,
Yep.
So you can be a girl, you can be a guy. You don't even have to be. Well, of course you can be a guy, but you don't have to be related to Grayskull anymore. It's not the lineage. It's basically whoever the hero is at the time. And that's what they're doing. They're rewriting what a hero is, and so and that's how I see it.
So I wouldn't call it race swapping because he was never a base character off of the show
I
originally.
considered 2002, and in some of the comics and that where I even have the toy.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like if you look at this Masters of the Universe is a direct sequel to the '80s show.
That's
so
what I mean. They wiped out the 2002. Yeah. Like it didn't matter.
But that's like when Chewbacca became a freaking Jedi. Like he became Jedi. It was canon, 15 years ago. But that's what I'm saying, right? It's not. It did exist, but it doesn't exist when we're talking canon now, right? So
I definitely prefer the lineage and like the power was from Grayskull. In this one, the power didn't come from Grayskull. In the 2002, King Grayskull had the power, and he gives up his life and gives the power out. But they could have wrote it like that, and then whoever's honorable or whoever's worthy, sort of like Thor's hammer, like Mjolnir. Like even the crossover DC versus Marvel when they had Wonder Woman pick up Mjolnir because the gods deemed her worthy. That I think would have been a better way to write it. But yeah, so I'm fine with it though. It's kind of a different twist. They're going with it like this, and this just means anyone could be in the future. It's sort of like it's not a multiverse like we thought it might be. It's a rewrite of what 2002 was.
Yeah, a direct sequel to it versus a direct sequel to the original.
It just takes over from where the show ended, and the original show never really had an end.
Yeah,
it just kind of fizzled out. So, but
people stopped buying the toys.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They got too old.
Anywho, all right, Steve. I think that's a good solid 20 minutes. Or I think we're pretty close to 20 minutes of talking about Masters of the Universe. Yeah,
feels like it was like 5 minutes of rambling.
I know, man. I know, but yeah, that's we're about there. So hopefully, everyone, you are now tuning in. And if you're talking to us and listening to us now past this part, I hope I gave ourselves enough of a gap. Anywho, Steve, the next big show coming out in the next 2 days.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. I have more higher. I shouldn't say higher expectations. I have way higher expectations for He-Man, but I have very high expectations for Transformers. Kingdom, Beast Wars. What are they calling it? Transformers War for Cybertron.
Kingdom.
Kingdom, right? Kingdom.
War for Cybertron and Kingdom. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm looking. It's definitely one that I'm looking forward to. This being the end of the trilogy, so it'd be interesting to see how they end it, where it leads to. I like the toys designs that they've released, so I'm hoping with what we've seen in the. I don't know why I have now. Oh, there we go.
I saw that. I was waiting for it, and I'm like, "Is it me? Am I having a stroke?"
So I'm interested to see where this goes, right? And like we talked about, there's 3, like Megatron, and Galvatron, like
I know.
3 multiverse.
It's really just 3 different Megatrons, but
yeah, the multiverse, right? So where does this go? Where does it lead? How does it end? What's next? All that stuff, because they haven't talked about it. They haven't talked about what's next after this, right? So
yeah,
I'm hoping we don't have to wait 2 or 3 years for the next one. Likely will, but hopefully it's not. Hopefully that's not the case. What do you think? What's your hopes?
I think
dreams?
It's going to wrap it up tight. I haven't been reading up like I had on He-Man. I got hooked with He-Man. I was so obsessed with it. It was just taken all in. I'm purposely not trying to do that because I don't want the kind of expectations I had for He-Man to hit Transformers. I want to just
Mm.
see what it is. Besides reading the comics, and by the way, I caught up on the He-Man comics and all that last week, and the multiverse one, and then the Revelation. I only have the first issue,
Mm.
but with the Transformers, I'll read the comics and stuff, and I have a bunch to go through still. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to stand off against each other in the beginning. They won't know who each other is, and then eventually they realize Predacons and Decepticons kind of should ally, and Maximals and Autobots should ally. And I think what you'll see is how somehow some sort of somebody giving themselves up, sort of like Skylinks did, to save someone.
Mm.
Um, I think there'll be some sort of Matrix play between Prime and Prime. You might see Optimal Optimus. I don't think so because we haven't seen a toy for it, but maybe they'll do something like that. Maybe Prime gives a Matrix to Primal or something. I can see that happening. I can see Galvatron dying and Megatron kind of taking over things, or
Who
maybe not taking over, but
do you think any Sentinel, like I say Sentinel Prime, but any of the gods of
so the
Transformers,
original 13 Primes?
not even that, but do you think like Unicron's going to come or Primus
No, I
or
think the
something like
Chaos Bringer
that?
won't show up. I think it'll be more that he influences.
Okay. Because I'm
And I
wondering if, because my thought, yeah, I'm thinking something like that.
and I think Galvatron will give himself up to how Galvatron will be written out.
Yeah, so you think so?
It's
Yeah.
just a prediction. But we'll see. And I think that I really think at the end you're going to see the Ark transform and do some last minute saving, kicking ass, get damaged, but
Yeah.
kind of stop whatever's happening, or at least buy time for whatever Prime is fixing things and using the Matrix to save everyone.
Well, that's kind of why I was saying, right? With my thought with it the other day when we were chatting about it.
I won't be surprised if Primal is the one that does it, and the Ark transform and says, like, the Ark heeds the call of the Prime, or something like that.
Yeah. Now I wonder, like, do you think Spark? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, like, do you think maybe he? I don't know. I'm just
But
trying to figure out
we're
how to make.
forgetting. I don't know how they're going to do all this in such a short time. We're forgetting about the Quintessons, right?
Yeah, they're being.
That one guy that chopped all his faces off is still out there.
That's true too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah. So maybe, yeah. But then they also went through a wormhole and went to another universe, right? So
Who's to say they don't follow somehow?
yeah, that's true.
Realize what they did. The space bridge was still stuck open.
True. True. Well, we'll find out in 2 days, Steve. We'll find out in 2 days.
And that's the official start of my vacation. So if you want to come over and watch it on a 40-foot wall, you're welcome.
I don't know. Last time we tried that, I think I fell asleep through about half of them sitting in a plastic chair. So I don't know.
I'll wake you. I'll poke you every now and then.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, man. I'm talking about the Ark. Any news from on your side?
No, I saw DJC Collectibles. No, DJC Collectibles post some stuff the other day in the TF group, and I'm like, it's selling other things. Like, so, but he did say August, right? So we're not quite there yet. Nope, for you, true. You might be a little earlier coming from EB. Any news there?
Nothing yet. I was there today picking up. I was going to pick up Flight Simulator, but I don't need to because it's on Game Pass, and I'll wait till it's used or Microsoft drops the value, the price on it, and I'll go pick it up. But I was at EB today to pick up that and Ace Attorney.
You'll find it later though.
Flight Sim? Oh yeah. I mean, if I can't find it used, I'll be able to find it. Generally, my guess I'll be able to find it on Amazon or EB cheap.
Crazy amount on Amazon, but EB maybe later.
So what about, I've found a few of the Microsoft games that were Microsoft exclusive games that did not sell well for like $15-20 on Amazon. So I bought them just to have them because they're Xbox Game Studios.
One thing I've been worried about is with Game Pass and games like this, if I can find them later, because everyone will have them in Game Pass, and it's only going to be people like you and I that want the physical copy.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I pre-ordered Flight Sim, because I was like, well, I want it, so that's exactly it. But then I was like, well, I just dropped $200 on a bunch of Zelda stuff, and then I'm gonna drop another 200 and something dollars on the Ark, and then. So probably best not for me to drop $100 in a game I can play for free.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I hear you there.
that's part of it.
That's one of the things that Game Pass is killing is collecting games, because it starts to weigh into the point like, do I want to spend this money or do I just want to play the game?
And well, that's why I'm thinking of I will likely get it probably like come August or September. I'll get it. Like
Mhm.
I'll I'll even just wait for the first one that comes used at EB, right? And if I see it sitting on the shelf, I'll just get it at $55. It's just right now dropping the $70 on it is not in the not in the cards right now, right? Or 70, whatever it is, $90.
It's hard to justify.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I've played it on PC and I've liked it, but yeah, and I'm gonna play it on my Xbox because it came out today. So, but the question is am I gonna do I like it enough to pay full price for it right now?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, man.
So off topic before we close up here. Did you get my picture of me emptying out the vending machine and
I
arcade?
I did. I was going to comment, but
Didn't hear back.
I was like, it looked like you had stacks of bills there, and I was like, wait, hold on, I don't understand. How do you have so many?
Well,
But
we
I
were
realized
rolling them, and I decided like, oh, I better take a picture before they're all rolled. But
what's
essentially, we took all the quarters, and it worked out to be $280.50.
well, there you go. There you go, man. $280.50. That's not too bad. That's
Halfway
not
to
a
a
bad pull.
PS5.
That's it. Yeah. Or, one brake and rotor for your car.
Well, maybe now, since we're actually driving in game, it'll get wear and tear.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but
That's
yeah,
true, man.
my side note, there was with us talking about waiting for the Ark and stuff. We touched on this before about like not being able to find certain things. And there's one that drove me nuts, and it was Centurion Drone. Could not find that anywhere. Never saw it out anywhere. I didn't order on Amazon when I had the chance, because it was like $10 more when I first found it than it was being sold anywhere else, but I could never find it. The reason why everyone wants it is the accessory packs have a mini Soundwave, a Megatron, roller, the cage for Ravage. Like, it's just a whole whack of things. And yeah, I think Hasbro missed the mark there on the demand for stuff like that. And now it's like you look online and it's $100, $200 that people are selling them for.
Yeah, I'm just looking now.
And that's for a deluxe figure.
That's crazy. Whoops. How much is he on Hasbro? Oh yeah, $30.
So that's, but he's out of stock always.
Yeah. He's at. Yeah, no, I've never seen him around anywhere.
Check out the accessory pack. I'll put a picture when I edit this. Just
oh yeah.
people. I think we talked about it before. I think I did it then. So, but it's like all these G1 little goodies.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. They did drop the ball on that one. Huh.
Yeah, I'm tired of that kind of stuff. Like, oh man, and then as soon as it's kind of out of its window, you can't find it anymore without paying an arm and a leg.
Yeah. And the places that are supposed to carry it don't carry it, i.e., like Walmart. You know how many times I've walked through Walmart Orleans and they've had 4 Transformers, and the 4 Transformers are not even generations. It's like the Bumblebee verse,
Cyberverse,
or whatever it is, right? Like,
yeah, I hear you, man. It's rare that I get to go out and do that, but when I do, I'm always disappointed.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's nothing out anymore. And then if I want it, I have to literally always order online.
Yeah,
and that's why we got to hit our boys on DJC Collectibles and some of the other guys like Jody in the chat. But Jody tends to, I think, focus more on the higher end stuff. But now and then he gets regular things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. That's true. Anywho, good sir, as we've come to a close on our 26th episode, thanks again for coming to hang out with and chat.
As always, man, it was fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Cheers. I'm already done my beers. So, toots.
Ooh. Well, then let's wrap her up, my friend.
Right,
as always, keep collecting.
Keep gaming.
Keep
Keep safe.
We got to time that better.
Especially you Americans. You guys are really dropping the ball here.